Yes. So good afternoon. Today I'd like to present this paper titled "Inclusiveness and Excellence in Salutogenic Models of Education." And before I start to talk about my study, I'd like to introduce myself. As I said before, my name is Olney. I am a Brazilian psychologist, and I am a PhD candidate at the University of Szeged. And my research interests are related to health, mental health, and education. And in order to talk about my study, I would like to start talking about the theoretical background. So I would like to talk and explain a little bit about salutogenesis. Salutogenesis was created by Antonovsky, and he was a physician, and he was interested in understand social inequality, sociology, health, and he was born in United States, but then he immigrated to Israel, and he conducted a lot of researches about health and how to understand health. And he used it to ask himself about what are the origins of health. And this question created salutogenesis. After several years of studies, he realized that the way that we react to stress determine our ability to manage stress and to stay healthy. So the answer of this question is sense of coherence. He created salutogenesis, and salutogenesis has a cornerstone that is sense of coherence. Salutogenesis is a model. It's a very big model. It has a strong theoretical foundation, and it has like tools, proposals to improve health, and including its main concept, that is sense of coherence. And what is sense of coherence? Sense of coherence is a kind of characteristic of personality that is represented by adaptability, internal strength, and a positive way to feel, to think, and to behave. It is a full lifestyle related to values, behaviors, feelings, thoughts, a full lifestyle related to an optimism towards life. We will talk a little bit more about that. And I think that's important also to say that our salutogenesis and sense of coherence can be applied to educational environment. It helps to deepen and to broaden the understanding of the teaching and learning process. It creates a sound educational environment, prevention of burnout, improve physical and mental health, improve resilience, optimism, and a lot of other aspects of the positive way to stay in the educational environment with a good, let's say, a good achievement. So my aim with this study was to fill the lack of information regarding to salutogenesis, sense of coherence, and education, or the process of teaching and learning. There are a lot of material, but they are like separate, like focused on the teaching or focused on the students of learning special education or difficult to learning. And I would like to associate these concepts. And also, I would like to say that there is a concept of health universities. Maybe some of you are familiar with this. This movement, health universities, were inspired by the Ottawa Charter for Health Promotion in 1986. And the healthy universities are like committed to develop health potentials and well-being, positive health in their context, in their environment. This is some, let's say, characteristics of the health universities listed by Doris, Rios, and Newton, that are authors that publish a lot about the subject. And the main idea is that the healthy universities integrates the concept of health in the culture of the university, in the teaching and learning process, in the process of research, and in the process of production of knowledge. It means that the university is not related to produce knowledge, but also to produce knowledge in the same time that produce mental health and health in general. It's not just knowledge, but it's knowledge and skills and teaching and learning with health. And then I have some questions for this review. First, what are the connections between salutogenesis and education? What are current issues of teaching and learning process dealt with the salutogenic approach? What are the contributions of the salutogenic approach to solve the contemporary problems faced by students, teachers, and educational staff in the educational environment? Then, with this question, I performed a systematic review on the Web of Science and Scopus. And I use sense of coherence, salutogenesis, education, school, academic performance, achievement, student, and their combinations as keywords. And I included all material that I found until 2020. And I excluded papers that had no reference to education, that were not conducted in educational environment, or that didn't include the salutogenic approach. I made a table and I extracted some details of the papers, such as author, year, publication details, sample, design, participant characteristics, and some other general information. And I performed quantitative and qualitative analysis, which I'm going to present today. From this review, the systematic review, I found 6 different models focused in the teaching and learning process based in salutogenesis. And here I have the 6 models. I will title them and one word that can summarize the idea, and then I talk about one by one. The first one is lifelong process of development, and the main idea is literacy. The second model is collegial model, with main idea is sustainability. And the third is teen ombuds, with main idea is citizenship. After that, picturing, academic learning, and the idea is integration. And after that, teaching as management of weakness, with main idea is resilience. And finally, teaching as a source of health, with idea is healing. Now let's talk about one by one. The first model is the sense of coherence as a lifelong process of development. It was proposed by Lindström and Eriksson in 2011. And they propose the teaching and the learning process as a lifelong process directed to individual transformation. So we are here and we are learning along our life, our entire life. All of us, we are here to learn. And life is didactic. Life means learning. And this learning would be excellent if it was always related to health learning. And I have to run because I just realized that I am a little bit ahead. Okay, let's say I am concerned about the time. They say that we would like to focus in this process of learning that include physical, mental, social, and spiritual aspects of us. And it includes health literacy. Health literacy is this awareness that we have to have, that we would have to promote health in our lives. And this is related to a transformation in which us as students, we participate, we have the ownership of our learning process. We take power, we empower ourselves. It means that we are the authors of our story, the authors of our lives, and we can change when we have the consciousness about what we need to learn. And action competence is the ability to discern attitudes and values. The second model is titled the collegial model. It was proposed by Erickson, and this model is focused in the relationship of supervisor and students along PhD. So Erickson, she proposed that this relationship between supervisor and students should be focused in a salutogenic relationship, and it can help supervisor and student to build a sustainable relationship and a sustainable working lifestyle. It has a very strong foundation in ethics, in mutuality. It means that the relationship is characterized by mutual learning, and it improves let's say, the teamwork, the idea of teamwork between student and supervisor, and advises for sustainable relationships. What is a sustainable relationship? It is a relationship that improves identity, mutual respect, fulfillment of needs, ability to listen, acceptation, respect, genuine care, confidence, dialogue, and support. So supervisor and the student work as a team together. There is no different level status, for example, between teacher or supervisor and a student. They have the same status. They have difference in expertise. For example, supervisors have professional expertise, and the doctoral students need to improve their research skills. And the third model is proposed by Meyer and Bonds in 2021, and it was inspired by the idea of ombudsman. Ombudsman, it's an ancient, old, let's say, official. It is an idea that the ombudsman was some people that defend the law in the interest of citizens. They promote the citizenship. So they were inspired by this idea. And this model enhanced or proposed to enhance integration, autonomy, the quality of the teaching, the health of students, and improve leadership skills. Also, they are committed to offer or to characterize the educational environment by consistency, safety, and social support. There is a strong emphasis on transcultural competence, appreciation of cultural differences, ability to solve conflicts across cultures, and decode verbal and non-verbal communication. And they advocate for the enhancement of the comprehensibility, manageability, and mindfulness of the relationship between students, teachers, and educational professionals. And after that, we have Garista, Pochetta, and Lindström, and picturing learning. They bring this idea that the process of teaching and learning can be enriched by the integration of tools that are not verbal. They integrate tools such as drawing. So if the teacher can use alternative tools to improve the communication between him or her and the students, they will improve the process of teaching and learning. So they advise the use of nonverbal techniques to integrate emotional healing in life trajectories, because some of the students, they are blocked, they are stuck in the process of teaching and learning because of some previous experience that they have related to the process of teaching and learning with their previous teachers, or even for their emotional background, familiar background. And therefore, the teacher, the professor, they can help the students when they take advantage of these tools, like nonverbal techniques, like drawing. Through or using drawing, emotional learning can be done, and they can express, they can cope, they can assimilate knowledge properly. They can understand their feelings, they can improve the salutogenic learning. And then a lot of problem and learning and guidance, all these concepts are, let's say, improved with this tool. And after that, this is the fifth model. It is very interesting because it was proposed by Kishin in 2019. And Kishin, he addressed a completely different environment. It means he is focused on the higher education in the universities, but he is working in some, let's say, unhealthy environment. He says that some higher education are characterized by conflicting discourses, opposing ideas, burnout, frustration, tension, and stress. This either or both for teachers, professors, and for students. There are some authors that they report higher levels of burnout among students, especially first-year students, and by some, let's say, novice professors. Some professors, when they arrive in the university, they have this dream to become a professor. And when they arrive in this environment, they are just overloaded with these opposing ideas, this conflicting, sometimes conflicting tasks in this role as a professor. And then they became very frustrated. And then he proposed this idea of pedagogic frailty. Frailty means weaknesses, flaws. And it means this idea of weaknesses or weakness. And then he proposed that pedagogic frailty is an opportunity to reflect and to have self-awareness about this process of teaching in this environment and how to overcome these obstacles to do a proper teaching. And then he proposed resilience, and he proposed pedagogic health, care, and salutogenesis as an answers to this idea, to this scenery, to these feelings. And
Olney,
then,
sorry, you have only a few minutes.
Okay, I will
left.
finish. This is the last one. Yes, this is the last one model. It is Garcia, and she proposed the intersection of salutogenesis and anthropophagy. Anthropophagy was proposed by Rudolf Steiner, and the main idea is that the teacher or the professor, he can work as reference, as a healer. He can be a reference for the students. They propose a very strong relationship between teacher and student, and the integration of the diverse aspects of our lives, emotional, spiritual, physical, and academic. To finish, I'd like to say that all models, they bring different contributions to the process of teaching, and using the contributions of all of them, we can improve and face more effectively our problems, the problems that we have in the higher education institution. Here I have the bibliography, and thank you very much for your kind attention.